Welcome back with another edition of Tech Talk with Ray and Mike.
Hey, Mike.
We are talking something techie, but
Techie and old school.
Techie, old school.
At the same time.
And even the jocks can listen on this one. I'm excited about this. Baseball. So, our topic today, Ray, is how fast, or how long, does it take for a fastball to actually go over home plate?
Okay, from the time it leaves the pitcher's hand to the time it hits the catcher's mitt, over home plate,
bat, or the batter's head, or whatever.
Locks you in the helmet and puts you in the hospital.
Yeah, or a shin, shatters a shin.
Oh, gosh.
So, which,
no,
we won't go there. We won't go there. But how long does it take it to go over home plate? We'll just say that. Yeah. So, give me some calculations.
Okay. Well, let's kind of get into that. Fastballs. We're talking about fastballs, not knuckleballs, curves, sinkers. We're talking about the traditional, the old school fastball.
Throw the ball at me.
Just overwhelm them with speed.
Okay.
All right. Now I had seen. Let's first of all start. The average fastball is about 90 miles an hour. Okay.
That's fast.
That's pretty fast. You're going down a highway at 75, and you feel it in a car. That's pretty fast.
Right.
The ball's going to go zooming past you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, that's pretty fast. And I had seen, I think they started recording speeds back in I'm thinking 1930s, when they had mechanical devices. I think they set up these array of wires, very thin wires, and the ball would just spin, fly past those, break the wire. That would start the timer, break another wire, and it would stop the timer.
Really?
Yeah. So they started doing this all before radar.
They
had to have a mechanical way of doing it, right? So they said, all right, we could set up these wires, little copper thin, strands of.
Not going to slow down the ball.
No, you just and it's a couple of those, and so I think they started doing that in the 1930s, and I think the first recorded fastball was like 86 miles an hour. Wow. Back then, it was like, whoa, that's fast. And from then on, it has been faster and faster and faster. And there were teenagers out in the 30s and 40s who were throwing 95s. I mean, these kids were just amazing. They'd sign them right out of high school. Wow. And these kids were just coming in faster and faster and faster. So the average still is around 90 miles an hour.
That's crazy. And let me say before you continue with the whole wire system.
Yeah.
Start a timer, stop a timer. That's like the first standard time 1.0.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
We'll talk about standard time a little bit more, but that's what it reminded me of.
All right, so folks, what Mike's referring to is a software product. It had nothing to do with baseball. It's a software product that is used for timestamps, and for employee timesheets. You get a start time, a stop time, and we actually produce that product. And we're the ones that are producing this show, sponsoring this show, and that's what Mike is referring to.
See, they're celebrating outside for standard time.
But so, just for you listeners, this is the kind of stuff when we're not writing timesheet software, project management, stuff like that. This is the kind of weird stuff we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, 90 mile an hour fastballs. Breaking them with a little copper wire, starting and stopping timers.
Yeah.
This is the kind of weird stuff we're talking about back in the office when we're not writing software.
It's wonderful stuff.
If you get a chance to look up the software, it's at stdtime.com.
Yes.
And
you won't regret it. It's a really good.
It is. It's a good product, and it's modern and fun to use and easy to use, and you'll be able to basically run your company off of it.
Yeah.
So
I digress.
Yes.
With the timer.
And thank you for pointing that out, because we do sponsor that, and so just want to put a little plug in there, and that was good. So back to the baseball. 90 mile an hour, you're looking at your average. Okay. A lot of 93s, 95s. You see the big board, right? You see the board when they throw the fastballs.
They have the gun pointed at it now and all that stuff.
And so, and then you got scouts. You got all the scouts out in the...
with their guns.
Their guns, and they're all looking for the heat. You know, they want to see the heat. They want to see the electricity. Right?
Yeah, and a good example, if you want to see something like that, is watch the movie Rookie with Dennis Quaid. True story about a farmer who just wanted to have a chance, and that's a good show. It's a Disney show, so it's a good family show.
Rags to riches, just raw talent.
Yeah, but they have all the scouts with their
guns,
radar guns, and stuff like that.
Right, no copper wire.
No copper wire. Although that would be sweet.
Yeah,
I should probably do that sometime. Just show up at pretending to be a scout, and just have the spool of wire.
Yeah, I'm here to record your times.
Yeah,
your fastball.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress again. I'm full of digression today.
Right.
But, yeah.
People, the listeners are wanting to know, how long does it take for a fastball to reach home plate?
Right.
Okay, we're not going to disappoint. We're going to give this answer pretty darn quick. I got a few calculations we got to go through.
Okay.
To get you there.
Okay.
To get that answer.
Because what I really want to know is the fastest fastball.
Okay.
But we'll get there.
Yeah, we will get there.
I just have to be patient.
That's actually an unofficial number. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And of course, there's always unofficial world records, right?
Yeah.
And then you reach them and you break them, and there's another unofficial. But let's go into the fastball and how long it takes.
Okay.
Average 90. A fastball going 100. Let's just use that one as the example. Okay. I got some calculations on just the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's not out of the realm of possibility. Okay.
Right.
Like I said, you're going down the highway at 75, and a fastball boom, goes by you at 100. That's going pretty fast.
That's pretty. Yeah.
It turns out if you multiply, you basically want to get to how many feet per second. If you multiply the 100 times 5280, you basically have 528,000 feet per hour. And we don't measure things in feet per hour. No one ever says how many feet per hour do you go.
Right.
We do measure things in feet per second. So
Right.
that turns out to be 146 feet per second. Okay? That's pretty fast.
That's really fast.
Yeah. But an M16 bullet, muzzle velocity, all right, you're looking at 3,000. So
compared to that, it's really nothing.
So a 100-mile-an-hour fastball at 146 feet per second, that's pretty slow compared to the M16.
But you're going to kill your average rabbit if you're hunting with a baseball, right?
You could. You actually, chucking rocks or whatever you do, right?
Have an Indian hunting stick.
So now, like the old Civil War muskets, Rev War muskets.
Okay.
They're going at about 1,000, believe it or not. 800 to 1,000 feet per second. So, they're still really fast.
Yeah.
Bullets are a lot faster.
Right.
But the thing is, you don't have to catch a bullet. Except for, who's in a movie that would claim to catch a bullet?
Probably Bruce Lee or someone.
Yeah, one of those kind of guys, right?
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, that's right. Catch a bullet. Right. That doesn't happen.
Teeth.
No, that doesn't happen.
Don't try to catch a bullet in your teeth.
So,
don't be dumb.
So, all right. Next thing to consider, if you want to know how long it takes for the ball to reach home plate, you have to know how far it is. So the distance from the pitcher's mound to the home plate, 60 feet, right?
Okay.
It turns out that the average pitcher, though, releases it about 55 feet from home plate. Okay. Because you have that long stretch,
and it kind of steps off a little bit.
Yes, you step off, you're winding up, and you got that arm. It's just extending out as far as you can.
Right.
That ends up being about 55 feet total. You get that 5 feet of just wind up. So that means if you do the math on that, 146 feet per second, you're looking at about 0.37 seconds
to hit it with a stick.
You have that long from the time the ball leaves the pitcher's hand until it reaches the tip of home plate.
And we're looking at a 90-mile-an-hour ball?
That's 100-mile-an-hour.
100-mile, okay.
Right, yeah. So 100-mile-an-hour ball reaches home plate in 0.37 seconds. That's fast.
Insane.
That's it's 375 milliseconds, okay?
Right.
Those who measure things in milliseconds, nanoseconds, okay, we're into that kind of thing. 375 milliseconds, 0.375. Now, an 85-mile-an-hour pitch reaches home plate in 0.441 seconds. So that's 441 milliseconds. Okay, the difference being 0.066. So that's about 66 milliseconds. 100 milliseconds is a tenth of a second, right?
Okay, right.
So this is like 2/3 of a tenth. Okay, we're getting into some weird numbers here, but it's about a tenth of a second difference just in the 85 mile an hour pitch to the 100 mile an hour pitch. But that is a world of difference. You'll see we're going to go into some other statistics on just the ability to hit a 96 mile an hour pitch versus an 85 mile an hour pitch. Huge difference.
Really?
The number of whiffs, the number of home runs, the percentages goes way, way down when you approach 100. Very few people in the world can hit.
Can hit a 100 mile an hour ball.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm not one of them.
I could hit it if I stand over home plate, but then it really hits me. I don't hit it.
Right.
But I see why, you see these batters get hit by the pitch.
Eesh. And
yeah, it just kind of brings home how serious that can be.
Yes.
With internal damage.
Right.
I mean, oh man, he got hit. That's going to leave a mark.
Yeah.
But he gets hit in the ribs or in the the kidneys or whatever. That can cause some serious damage.
Yeah. I saw some interviews of pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
The question came up: do you hit batters on purpose? And the answer is no. They do not hit batters on purpose.
That's good.
It's just a serious thing, and you don't get a reputation of hitting people. But the one thing they do have is intimidation. You're standing up there, and you got you give them the eye.
Right.
And the batter won't even look you in the eye. The batter will never look the pitcher in the eye. He always looks away. Because he's putting some serious mean on you. And you don't know that he could go wild and hit you.
Right.
It's a scary thing to be standing there. And 100 mile an hour, he's hurling a 100 mile an hour rock at you.
Pretty much, man.
And if he goes wild and hits you in the knee, you're done.
Like forever.
Yeah.
As far as playing the sport.
Yeah, exactly. But pitchers do not hit batters on purpose.
For that reason, it's dangerous.
Well,
yeah. I mean, you have to be a jerk to throw a ball, be able to throw a ball that fast.
And then hit someone on purpose.
Yeah. Just like, I don't like you. I'm just going to hit you with a 100 mile an hour ball.
Right. But I have heard that they hit the bat. They'll hit the bat. You get the bat up there. And they will hit the bat. But
which is near your head.
But this is all part of their intimidation scheme. I mean, they got some serious intimidation going on there.
Wow.
But, another sport where you got fastballs. Have you ever played racquetball?
I love racquetball.
Yeah, you play?
Yeah, well, I haven't since high school, but I used to love it.
So it turns out that racquetball is one of those sports where you have high speeds. And the highest recorded serve speed, 191 miles an hour.
Really?
That's coming off the racket, serving. Of course, you hit the front wall, it comes back, and it's got to hit the floor before it hits the back wall.
Right.
191 miles an hour. So by the time it hits the front wall and comes back and hits the back wall, it's going pretty slow.
Right.
Which is like still in the 80 mile an hour range.
Right, yeah.
You better be responding pretty quick.
Right.
So it's another one of those sports where you got to have some serious, just anticipation and know where that ball is going. A lot like baseball.
Right.
So.
But the ball doesn't hurt you as bad.
Oh, yeah.
But it leaves a welt. I've had a welt before on my back.
Yeah,
so, fastballs. What's the fastest fastball ever thrown by a human hand?
All right. Major League Baseball, fastest fastball, 105.1. So that's pretty fast. I don't remember when that was recorded. That was a while back.
Wow.
And it has not been broken since. The unofficial is 108. And, some kid got out there and, got his gun and got 108. Rats, no one was there to see it.
That's great. Can a fastball going that fast even be hit?
It can, but your reactions better be quick. You better have some experience. And so let's kind of get into that whole aspect of the batter. the experience of the batter. He's standing there, and you got the pitcher hurling this ball at 100 miles an hour. What is the batter experience? Well, it turns out that the human body requires about 250 milliseconds. That's a quarter of a second, 0.25 seconds, to just see the ball and react. I mean, you obviously can't react instantaneously. It takes you a little bit of time. It takes the human brain 100 milliseconds just to make sense or process the light coming into the eye. You're driving down a road. You see cars coming at you. You're walking through the mall. You're seeing people all around you. It's a beehive of activity. Mm-hmm. Your brain is just snap, 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 making these calculations. It takes 100 milliseconds for every one of those stimuli input to just make sense to the brain. What is this thing?
Wow.
And so out of that 0.375, that 375 milliseconds, you got 100 milliseconds just for the brain to wake up and kind of figure out what is going on with this. Okay. That only leaves the batter out of that 0.375, 0.275, which is a little over a quarter of a second, mm-hmm. to react, right? Okay. To get their muscles from dead stop, right? You got your bat way up behind you.
Right.
And you've got to get the thing swinging. I probably look like I'm swinging like a girl here. Don't look at the video. I don't swing like a girl,
just
but
blame
all
the mic.
Stuff is in my
all
way
the
here.
Stuff's in the way. If you were out in the field, man, you'd be
whacking. Home runs.
Yeah, all of it at 108 miles an hour. Ray's the only guy who can hit him. Exactly. I've seen him do it.
So you got 0.275 seconds to react, and you got to go from dead stop to the average bat speed is about 80 miles an hour. So in that, 4 feet of swing, I mean, I don't know how many feet it is, but, 3 or 4 feet of swing, you're going from 0 to 80 in a quarter of a second. So these guys have to have some serious muscle power. That's why they're lifting.
I never even knew that.
That's why they're they're bulked up. These guys are good, fast.
Right.
Powerful hitters.
Right. I never thought of it in terms of speed like that. Yeah.
80 miles an hour.
0 to 80 in like a second.
In a quarter of a second. That's fast reaction. That means your muscles have to take input from your brain and snap into motion in a quarter of a second. You got that bat out there.
That's crazy.
And it's moving 80 miles an hour. So you got this ball coming in at 100 miles an hour. You got the bat going at 80 miles an hour. So you basically got a differential of 180 miles an hour. And that just crushes. I mean, you can imagine
meeting
just
each other at the same. Wow.
But you imagine, though, with that amount of time, the batter basically has to begin swinging just about the time the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, because you don't have any more time. If the ball went any faster, it would be physically impossible to hit the ball without starting your swing before it left the batter or the pitcher's hand. Imagine how weird that is.
Start swinging when they're wound up.
Exactly.
And then you hit it.
As it is, you've basically got to start swinging almost immediately. You got to get your swing started.
Man,
that is just weird to think about how to connect.
Right.
There's 1,000 variables. Where's that ball going?
Man,
it's just weird to
imagine.
It is
weird.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I played baseball. I was not good at all. My reaction time was really slow. But I always remember my coach saying, if you concentrate on the ball, you'll hit it. And this only happened to me one time the entire time I played. But I actually got in the zone.
Yeah, yeah.
And I swear that ball was in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like, I literally watched it and just met my bat. But, I mean, it was like... But it was all slow motion. That's the only time that's ever... And it was a freaky thing. It was weird.
So your brain is like playing tricks on you. Because it turns out scientists have studied this. Because it is a very odd thing to imagine taking your swing at the moment the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. And that's illogical, right? How could you do that? Well, it turns out that scientists have studied this phenomenon, and the study of how your brain perceives moving objects, in particular fast moving objects, things that are coming at you very fast. How does your brain deal with that? And what they found is that when a ball is coming at you that fast, it turns out that your brain shows you sort of foreknowledge. It predicts where the ball is going to be. And when you see it in your eye, your mind's eye, or even out of your physical eye, you think you're seeing the ball, but it's in fact 15 feet farther than it actually is. So your brain is computing every position along the trajectory from where it leaves the pitcher's hand all the way down to the catcher's mitt. It's falling because of gravity.
Right.
Just falling down. So your brain is calculating that entire 60 foot or 55 feet in this case. Every position the ball is going to be at on that trajectory, and it's showing you snapshots. And you get like 3 or 4 little snapshots. These are very, very quick. 1/10 of a second less. And you get like 3 of those throughout the entire trajectory, and it's showing you a ball that is not really where it's at.
So you're seeing something that's not there.
Exactly. And that is all an attempt to give your body, your muscles, which are slow, they're very slow compared to your brain.
Right.
Time to react, to position. So your brain is saying, okay, the ball is going to be here. You're saying, okay, good, because then I can swing up a little high.
So that's really like a defense mechanism that you're...
I suppose it could be.
Like if something were to happen like quickly, it gives you time to protect yourself, really, is if you think of it that way.
Yeah, sure.
It seems like that's a defense mechanism that we're using to...
But it's awesome computing power.
Totally.
I mean,
this is no TRS-80.
No. Mike's referring to the listeners here. Mike's referring to another episode we did where we brought in some 80s tech.
You guys should download it. It's a good one.
Yeah. So there was a TRS-80 computer, and this is like 30-year-old tech, and it's like 1,000 times less powerful than your flip phone.
Like flip phone, not smartphone.
Right. And so Mike wanted to know, could you run your business on it? All right. I don't know. Does it run standard time? Timesheet? No.
You can say it does.
Right. So
anyway, our brains are way more powerful than the TRS-80.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's just some serious processing power to be able to compute these positions and give you a little snapshot of where the ball is going.
That's insane.
And so that allows you to sort of, get ready and to see it. So here's something funny. If you want to try something, I did this. Okay.
Okay. Uh-oh.
You get in the car.
You're still alive.
I'm still alive to tell the story. Okay. You get in the car, and you have someone else drive. Okay. Preferably on a snowy day. But if you can't,
wonderful.
That's okay. Just you're going down highway 75. Okay. Pull out a pair of binoculars and put them up to your eyes, and look out at the highway ahead of you. You will freaking freak out, because all of these calculations we're talking about, how your brain, helps you and shows you approaching things, that just freaks it all out. All those calculations are all messed up, and you just you would rip those binoculars off your eyes and try to stop the driver because you're about to slam into about 20 different cars.
I'm going to try that, Ray. It might make me throw up, but but I'm going to try that.
It's actually a little bit of fun, and I've done it on a couple occasions, and so there you go. You want to freak yourself out? There you go.
Take the binoculars with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so back to the fastball.
Yeah.
Pitchers do fancy stuff with fastballs.
Yeah.
So how does that go into everything?
Yeah, it turns out that there's like, I don't know, there's like 6 different types of fastballs. I didn't realize this. Back in Little League, they don't teach you all those. Of course, you're not allowed to, right? Because you can hurt yourself and stuff.
Right.
But the 2 most popular ones, if you have the video, you see the seams on the baseball. The 2 most popular are the 2-seam and the 4-seam. Did you know about these?
I knew about the 2-seam.
Okay, so with the 2-seam, I got my fingers here. Okay, I got it like that, and when the ball comes off, it's actually doing a backspin. Okay. The backspin is going to help the ball climb. Actually, it doesn't really climb; it just fights against gravity because the ball is going to naturally go down because of gravity. But you want to try to put the backspin on it so that the seams will dig into the air. I mean, that sounds like a weird thing, but at those kinds of speeds, it actually climbs a little on the air molecules. So with the 2-seam, you throw the backspin like this, and you've got 2 seams basically hitting the air at any given time.
Okay.
With the 4-seam, you got your fingers like that. Okay. And so you do the backspin, and you basically have 4 times as many seams, and that will climb more. And it breaks differently, and so your fastball is just slightly different. But both of those are going to have backspin on them so that they will try to overcome the gravity.
So does that go back to the controversial rising fastball?
Oh, yeah. If such a concept ever really existed, right?
Right.
Well, the batters swear it does. All right, so just for the listeners, let's define or explain what a rising fastball is.
Right, okay.
You've got the ball coming in, and if you were to plot a normal trajectory, it's going to fall from the time it leaves the pitcher's hand down to the catcher.
Which is a normal thing.
Right. Gravity just pulls the ball down, right?
Right.
So you can't make it go up, right? Mm-hmm. The gravity is just going to pull the ball downward. So what batters experience, though, and you see interviews with these people, and they're not stupid people. They've hit thousands of balls.
Right.
What they're saying is about 10 or 12 feet before the plate, the ball will suddenly rise up. I'm talking like 2 inches. Okay. I mean, not really high, but it'll go up, they say 2 inches, and break and suddenly go faster. Well, we know that's not possible, right? Everything slows down.
Right.
The effects of gravity make it go drop. But they are experiencing and time after time after time, they swear to this. Some pitchers have this strange, uncanny ability to throw this ball that just poof, pops up at the very end. And of course, you swing and you miss because it goes over your bat. It's like, oh, crap. How did that happen? Well, the physicist, of course, says no. That's not happening. No. And you look at a camera, no, it's not happening. So what people believe is happening is those tricks again. We talked about how the brain is trying to tell you, the brain is showing you these snapshots along the way. And the brain is saying, this is where the ball is going. Well, all right, sometimes that's not perfect. And you suddenly readjust, and the ball is not where you think it is. The ball is 2 inches higher than what you thought it was.
Right.
And that's what they're experiencing. And they call it the rising fastball, but I don't know. I mean,
you think it's possible?
I still have this weird thing in my brain that says 100 years from now,
they're going to figure it out.
Yeah, they're going to say, okay, well, it happens like 1 in 10,000, but here's why it happens. And maybe there'll be an explanation. Until then, I'm probably on the side of the science that says no, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't make sense.
Right. But who knows? Strange things happen in nature. And
that's true. Maybe you hit an air pocket, right?
Well, I mean, that's another possibility. Wind gust, but at those kinds of speeds, could wind really affect? I just don't.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I just know that there are people who swear it happens.
That's weird.
Yeah, and there are enough of them. There are a lot of people that swear this happens. Not just a few, like a couple of
This is like the UFO of baseball.
Yeah, right.
I swear it happened.
It's just unexplained.
It was there.
Right.
Okay. So I didn't really hit, but let's say I hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah.
Can I reuse that ball?
Well,
because that's 80 miles an hour hitting 100-mile-an-hour.
Yes, you got 180
mile-an-hour collision.
What's that going to do to the ball?
Right.
So the composition of these balls, really, it starts with a little ball of cork. Did you know that? There's a little piece of cork in there.
A little piece of cork.
Yeah. Huh. So that cork is covered with rubber. All right.
Okay.
So now you got a little bit bigger ball. And then there's 3 layers of wool yarn on top of that. Another layer of cotton threading. And then that whole thing is covered with a latex adhesive. And then they put the cowhide on it. So that's the composition of a baseball.
Okay.
Pretty sturdy. It's not a rock, but...
It's pretty hard, though.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. And still, I think if you hit it at 180 miles an hour, it's probably going to crush that ball. Turns out that they go through, every game, 100, 120 balls. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They don't reuse them. You hit a ball, it's gone.
It's a new ball every single time.
You pitch a ball, it hits the dirt, it's gone. They throw them out so fast. They do not reuse them. They go through 100 balls every freaking game.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, there's like 2,430 games or something like that in a season, right? Average season. They end up going through 250,000, 300,000 balls in a season.
What do they do with all of them? They just throw them away?
They do. They go down to the minors. They get donated. But they end up going through, listen to this though, in practice, because actually Major League balls will go down to practice as well.
Okay.
But in practice, they end up going through in a season with all the teams, all of them practicing. They go through 1 million balls. So every one of these balls costs anywhere from $3 to $6.
Yeah.
They're going through $3 million, $6 million worth of balls.
A season.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot.
And that's on top of their salaries.
yeah, right. So that's the cost of playing baseball just in the ball itself, $6 million.
That's just crazy.
Just crazy. But can you use them again? No, they do not use them.
I've seen footage of the batter hitting the ball and then the seams busting and the cowhide going, that's pretty cool to see.
Remember as kids we used to just use them till the seam until the cowhide come completely off.
Yeah.
And then you'd be playing with a yarn ball. You say, okay, now it's time to get another one.
Because we'd play in the street, and it would just scuff up the seam and everything. But
I remember many times playing with a loose cover. You'd be like, okay, get this back on. Throw it back.
Hurry up and throw it before it falls apart again. Yeah. Okay, so what's a whiff?
Whiff is swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
So at 100 miles an hour, you're going to get a few whiffs.
Right.
And
so the faster the pitch, the more whiffs. Yes.
And there's a direct correlation, obviously, that the faster the pitch, the more ground balls, the more pop-ups. So the fastball has come back as one of the great pitches. I mean, it used to be the screwball and the slider and all these cool pitches. Yeah, let's trick them out. No, just throw a dang fastball and they ain't hitting it. Or they're going to hit a grounder. They're going to hit a pop-up. I mean, they're going to be out at first. It's just pop fly.
That's the go-to pitch.
It is becoming the way to strike them out, because we're getting to the point where pitchers can throw these 95s, 98s, 100s. And so I saw this little chart a while back, and I just thought it was kind of interesting. So the whiff rate at 96, at a 96 mile an hour pitch, is 68%. Basically, 68% of the time, you're just going to be swing and a miss, and it's going to be a strike. It doesn't matter where it goes, whether it's a ball or whatever. It's swing and a miss, 68%. Wow. Down at 85, it's only 45%. 55% of the balls are hit. So there's a big difference between 85 mile an hour pitch and a 96.
Right.
Other correlations of home runs, you got it at 85 mile an hour pitch, you get 14% home runs. That's not bad, right?
Right.
At 96, you're down at 9.
Wow.
So you're just, not going to hit a lot of home runs at 96, 100 miles an hour. So that's the pitch. That's the one to use.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great, man. I've really enjoyed kind of dissecting that.
Yeah.
I watch baseball and, you watch it for entertainment purposes. But like everything else, the more you know about it and how it works, the more enjoyable it's going to be.
Right.
So I won't watch baseball the same way again.
Is this a tech topic? Did we get into
this
tech
is totally
here?
tech topic, scientific and all that stuff. Yeah. This is great, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we are Tech Talk, and we're powered by Standard Time. We talked a little bit about Standard Time at the beginning of the podcast. Right. Check us out. We're at stdtime.com, and if you have any questions for us, click the contact button. We'd love to answer any questions, consultations, all that stuff. Standard Time is the way to go if you're a business owner.
Yeah.
So
employee timesheets.
Employee timesheets, everything. It's cool. It's a sweet program, and we also have some videos, tutorials out there for you to watch too. But we are powered by Standard Time, so check them out. Next time we're talking Jupiter.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to this.
Juno and Jupiter.
Yeah, so this will be a good talk. But for right now, thanks for tuning in, and check us out, all of our other podcasts, and like I said, we have other videos out there. We'd love to hear from you. This is Tech Talk. I'm Mike. You're Ray.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
And we'll catch you next time. See ya.